In today's video, we're going to finally answer the question that everyone's always been asking. How much money does Mr. Goodman really have? We'll find it out in this episode. So, before we get into it, subscribe. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Goodman is by far the richest character in SML.
Oh, yeah, footlong bangers.
Cars, boats, and mansions. He is absolutely stacked with
Yes,
cash.
he is.
But how much money does he actually have? In this
That's
video,
he's poor.
we'll be finding out the exact amount, starting with his houses. In SML, we've seen Mr. Goodman live in two main houses. His main house, which we see in The Life of Goodman, and his current house, which we see in SML movie Scooby-Doo and onward. And after some stalking on Zillow, which is a website where you can look at houses' value, and finding the exact addresses for these places, it seems like his first home is worth almost $12 million, and his other house is worth around $4 million.
Dang!
But this is just the beginning, and we're not even at 1% of his net worth yet. We all know that Marvin's house
So
is
about
a mortgage,
15?
which he has to pay every month to Mr. Goodman's bank.
Okay, fine. I pay a mortgage to the bank, so the bank owns it.
Marvin bought the house in 2016, and the SML filming house in 2016 costed around $390,000. But over the years, with housing prices booming, it costs around $718,000. But with all the renovations they did, such as the pool they built, it would most likely cost around $800,000. Now, we can add his house as one of Mr. Goodman's assets, as he owns the bank. But that's not all, because he doesn't just own Marvin's mortgage, he owns the mortgages on every house across the whole street, which would be a whopping $6+ million. If you think that's crazy, you would be in for a surprise, because as shown in SML movie Brooklyn Guy's credit card, my boy Mr. Goodman has basically monopolized the credit industry, as shown by the fact that he pays his workers literally nothing.
Well, how much are you paying him an hour?
A staggering, a mind-blowing 50 cents an hour.
Therefore, Mr. Goodman is the
Yo,
only
that is crazy, bro. 50 cents an hour is disgusting.
creditor in the United States, meaning he owns every single mortgage in the US, which would total to around $12.8 trillion.
This man.
Meaning that only from his real estate ventures, he has made over 40 times more than Elon Musk's net worth. But that still doesn't include all the money he's made from properties, because as shown in SML movie The Koopalings Part 2, Goodman also owns the apartment complex that all the SML characters lived in during the apartment era.
And I'm the owner and landlord of the
great.
apartment complex.
We can assume that Mr. Goodman didn't just stop at the one apartment, though, and probably owns all the apartments in the US considering as well. Mr. Goodman's net worth so far is almost 2 times the US GDP. But Mr. Goodman's assets don't end with property. Another huge collection of Mr. Goodman's assets is from his vehicles. In SML movie The Life of Goodman, we get to see some of his vehicles, one of them being a whole private jet that he flies around on his own.
This is my private jet. It's fast as fuck.
The average cost of a private jet is around $4 million on the lower end, which is already a lot, but we know that Mr. Goodman doesn't cheap out on anything, even private jets, so we can assume he probably owns the most expensive jet, which is the Airbus A380, which is owned by a Saudi Arabian prince, and we know that Mr. Goodman has good relationships with the Prince of Saudi Arabia.
Hello, my friend. It is me, Prince Abu Dhabi.
So he probably has been given one of these jets, which costs a staggering $600 million.
Dang.
On top of his lavish planes, he's also seen driving an assortment of exotic cars. In SML movie The Life of Goodman and Jeffy's
Bro,
car
can I
wash,
bro, I wish I could have, half. Actually, a quarter of Goodman's wealth. Because if I had, a quarter of Goodman's wealth, bro, I would be rich.
that he owns both a red and blue Lamborghini Huracan Evo. He also owns an Audi R8, as seen in SML movie Jeffy's Joyride. And when Mr. Goodman wants to look poor, he settles for a Porsche 911, because it has poor in the name. This car costs almost 200 grand, and that's not even to mention all the cars we see his son Richard drive. In SML movie Richard's Mistake, he's seen driving a 2020 BMW i8, and in SML movie Jeffy's Fast and Furious, he's also seen driving a Porsche 911, which we will assume is Goodman's, so we won't count that. But we all know, when it comes to expensive stuff that Goodman has, there's always more. Because in SML movie The Life of Goodman, after he shows off his Lambo, he says this.
This is my Lamborghini. I buy a new one every week when the odometer hits 100 miles, because then it's just too used for me.
Him changing cars every week explains why he has both a blue
Bro, as soon as it hits 100, it's too old.
the red Lamborghini. And since he still owns the car, it means that he's been accumulating so much wealth just from Lamborghinis alone. The Lamborghini Huracan Evo first released in 2019, meaning that for 6 years he's been buying Lamborghinis weekly, which totals to $106,295,208 just
Why?
for Lamborghinis. But neither vehicles
What
nor
a waste
houses
of
can
money.
compare to the wealth he's accumulated from businesses. We've already talked about how his banking company is and what led him to getting trillions from all his mortgages across the US. But what is the actual value of Goodman Bank and Trust? Well, since we all know Goodman's Bank is the only bank in the entire world of SML, we can total up all of the worth of the banks in the US.
Okay.
And this totals up to a staggering 153 trillion with a T dollars.
Bro, give me like a quarter of that, bro.
Which at this point doesn't
God.
even surprise me anymore. Shockingly, this isn't the only business he owns. In SML movie Jeffy Gets a Job, it's revealed that Goodman is the owner of Jimmy John's.
Oh god, the boss is gonna be so mad about this.
What did I just hear?
Which is valued at $20 billion.
Footlong
But that's not
bangers.
all. After losing all his money in SML movie The Bet, Goodman works for Bowser, who asks him to go to Walmart. After seeing that there was a puddle of water, without a wet floor sign, he knew what he was doing and was not going back.
What is that? Water on the floor? And no wet floor sign? Oh, I'm about to get paid. Ching-ching. Here I go. Ah! Oh, my back! Oh, my neck!
This slip-up made Mr. Goodman the owner of Walmart and all of its assets.
Wow.
$767 billion.
Needless to say, I own Walmart now.
In SML movie Junior's Cookie Crisp, Junior makes a jingle for Cookie Crisp, which seemed to take inspiration, shall we say, from multiple different franchises.
Really?
Mr. Goodman then came to sue
Oh,
Cookie
yeah.
Crisp,
I remember.
explaining how he's the owner of
I kind of forgot about that. My bad.
McDonald's, Cocoa Puffs, Lucky Charms, Trix, Goldfish, Cheetos, Skittles, Huggies, State Farm, Red Bull, Kit Kat, KFC, Frosted Flakes, Arby's, Burger King, and Allstate. But
Wow.
finally, let's look at some things that can take away from his massive net worth. Starting off with debt. To
Oh,
afford
God.
such massive purchases like houses, cars, and businesses' starting costs, it makes sense financially to take a loan from a bank. This would mean that Mr. Goodman must have taken out loads of loans, right? Well, if you recall, Goodman's bank is the only moneylender in the entire world.
True.
And you can't be in debt to yourself. And the money he owed from starting the bank was probably erased when all the banks shut down because of what he did. Another thing we could look at is the taxes Goodman would have
Bro,
to pay.
remember when Goodman was a
and tax
cop?
evasion are basically like bread and butter. His main strategy is to have multiple children with his maid.
And I've gotten her pregnant 7 times because we don't believe in Plan B. Only Plan C, because the C stands for cash. I have the kids, I claim them on my taxes.
He even went to jail for a day for tax evasion. In SML movie Goodman Goes to Jail. This is probably why Goodman says his net worth is significantly lower than it is.
Ah, yes. $1 trillion, just like it should be.
Wow.
Tallying up his net worth from just his houses alone, that's way more than $1 trillion. All of this is just lying to avoid paying taxes. Therefore, he literally doesn't have anything deducted from his net worth. So this leads to the grand total. How much is Mr. Goodman really worth?
Okay.
After tallying up everything, it gives us a mind-blowing 167 trillion, 767 billion, 389 million, 911,000, and $108.
Oh, wait, no. What about
The
the...
total amount of money on Earth is only 123
Oh, my God. Bro has more money than the entire world.
trillion, meaning that Mr. Goodman is worth almost 2 planets.
Wow.
Get job ready for today's digital.
Wow. Absolutely crazy. Goodman is rich, and can I have like a centimeter of that much money, bro? If I could have like a half of inch of that money, I would be rich. I would be rich for generations. Rich for generations if you just have a quarter or an inch of that money, bro. Rich for generations. Were you guys expecting that? Put down comments below. Anyway, that's all I have guys today.